Yo, hello, welcome to my journey. Today I'm gonna do some system deployment. As always, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get up. Today I'm gonna look up my lecture. Để làm chi, để mà ra vắng và cho làm ăn bao giờ khi đưa lên.
Alright, morning everyone. So can you hear me? Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna put my
Alright,
lecturer
good.
in another
Alright.
screen.
Good stuff. The top of my line is flashing. Okay. Alright,
I
all
will
good.
watch in
Morning,
this
everyone.
screen, and then I try to
Welcome
do
back
it
to
here.
the third lectures. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, so the topic today is really straightforward. We're gonna learn three things only: GitHub and Amazon Web Services. Three things only. Please. I'm a template. The people need to know is how we are using the lab, right? Yeah. All instances all here, right? You can either go here or go here, right? It's actually up to you where you want to go, but either way, it's gonna open the instances for you. So if you choose instance, okay. So I have one instance running, so I'm gonna stop it, right? This is instance the lab, so I'm gonna stop the instance. So in theory, when it opens for the first time, there should not be any instance running.
So about the word instance, that's like you instantiate a new instance with the keyword new. So in the heap memory of Java, going to store that instance, and then you reuse that instance elsewhere in your project. You know about Java, whenever you use the new keywords, you're gonna create a bunch of objects. So with the help of Spring Boot, like I read before, so when you use the DI in Spring, like AutoWar, it's gonna, if it already instantiate that class services, it's going to look up in the heap memory and then take it again and reuse it. So it's going to help us not to create too many instances of that service. So that's how Java Spring Boot going to help us. So right now I'm going to go to this website and do as my lecturer is showing me.
New EC2 for you guys, alright? So when the first time you open this looks like this. Okay, there is no instance running, whatever, right? So you want to create a new instance by going to launch instance. Alright, so let's launch instance. Every single step here I actually mentioned in the lab, right? So if you were behind, you were zone out for the check out all the software in the lab. Okay. Alright, so this is your EC2 login page, and you can see that the first thing you see is name and tag, right? So you can definitely add additional tag here based on if you want to add some metadata, text metadata for your EC2. But for the purpose, basic purpose of this course, I'm going to name the EC2, right? So that name to be git dev of EC2, right? For example, just name them anything you want, right? But for this specific example, I want them to be git dev of EC2. The thing is, right now it doesn't make sense to like name them anything you want, but later on when you have multiple different instances, like one to run Jenkins, one to run Tomcat, for example, then it makes sense to name the instances to be meaningful, right? Because you want to quickly search for them. Anyway, so just name them to be git dev of EC2. Alright, next we want to set the Amazon machine image, which is your OS, right? So what is the OS you want to run here? The thing is, Amazon already give you a few default options like Amazon Linux. Right? So this is based on the CentOS. We're gonna use this one because Amazon 2 kernel are optimized built on CentOS to optimize to run on the EC2, right? Very fast. But if you want to do something more familiar with yourself, like say you are already using Ubuntu, you can choose Ubuntu. Okay, and you can see this case I'm using Ubuntu in2. Okay, or you want to use an Azure or whatever, you can go for Windows server. And the cool thing is you can choose Mac OS. You can actually be running Mac OS with the Xcode. But the thing is, this is not available for lab learners because it's too expensive. And AWS are not happy with that, so we can't really launching our Mac OS here. So let's go back for this one. So we are choosing the default one would be the Amazon Linux based on $100 quickly. So that's good. That's what we want. We don't want to pay money because our application are really small. And you can see that we've got one virtual CPU. Okay, not very powerful. Really not. It's got 1.6 gigabyte of RAM. Fair percent number. This one have 1 GB of RAM, right? So between these two, definitely you want to choose the C2 macro because it's more RAM. Okay. Yeah, so it's free, so we can just use them. But if you want to go hardcore, you're like, hey, I want to do a very complex machine or complex application for gaming, right? Then you have like a CPU, GPU, whatever. How much time can I spend on AWS before the money run out? Okay, meanwhile, we got more RAM. I'll go like quickly, right? To go to the free tier one, yeah, you can choose whatever you want. Go to the free tier. The architecture is fine, perfect. Alright, so for the input type, is how much virtual CPU and virtual RAM you want. So, okay, so if you look here, you can see that they have different name here. Okay, so you can see T1 and T2 macro and T1 macro are free. If you're launching them, don't pay money for it. That's good. That's what we want. We don't want to pay money because let's learn a lot. I actually want T1, so we have to pay in lab and FE on that, right? So let me know T1 and you 48 virtual CPU, 384 gigabyte RAM, and you can see how much you pay an hour. You pay $4.4 an hour. That's very expensive. It's not free, right? So that's why we are cheap and we want to save money. We want to keep the best one and go for T2 macro. Alright, it's the default one anyway. Default one. So we're happy with that. Alright, move on. Alright, key pair login. Alright, like I mentioned before, why do we need key pair? Alright, so let's go back to the thing. We need key pair login because the client, the way first one is can be certification and the web and the server kit. Then I will go there for example, key got the public that's inside of private key that application key, right? That and you want to like, keep it for
So we're going to use SSH
for a
now.
long time, or you want to be serious about that. Let's say that that instance is for your assignment. You have to remember where you put the key and keep it safe. Right? If you lose that key, there's no way to access to the EC2 everything you want. But you have to be clear what it's key about. So AWS DevOps keys. Choose to be the RSA for your private key and the PAM, right? So you use PAM and RSI. That's cool. Alright, so create the key pairs. Alright, so you can see that I got my private key on download here. Okay. Alright, so if I open that, it actually tells me that this is the private keys, right? So I know that I have to keep it set. Alright, I have to set them from rename this one. Okay, now so you're gonna download into your computer to the AWS DevOps keys. Alright, so this is your private keys. Okay, now using this private key. That's nice. And you can have multiple keys, but my suggestion is you use one key for your whole your project. The next time you create your new instance, you can just like choose the key that you already created. So you can keep one key only for all the EC2 instances you use. Alright, so this one is the security root, right? This one allows us to create a firewall that has secure our connection to the internet, right? So anyone can access to that or not. Alright, so by default, if you can look at that, this create allow you to allow anywhere from the internet to access to your EC2 through the IP address using the SSH protocol. It means that they can try log in with your SSH. The thing is they don't have the key, so they can't log into that. Alright. Later on, when you are building an application for like Tomcat or whatever, right, or web hosting, then you want these two. These two gonna open the port number for 80, like the usual port number for website, and for the secure website, or this for the secure website is 443. Or you work on, alright, but for this cost I only care about. First thing is right, so I do edit. I name it to be let's name them to be meaningful, right? So I can name them to be gig security group, maybe git and GitHub security group. Okay, name them to that. And for descriptions, it's already generated for you. But the thing is, you want to rename that to be meaningful. Yeah, for example, this. And you can see that one of the things the default root rule for this is SSH. This allows to connect to the SSH port number 22 from anywhere on the internet. Right. Later on, you can create a new root rules for this. You can create more port numbers. Say, hey, I want to allow my user to open the website for the port number 8080, whatever, right? But in this specific example, we don't need to. We only use SSH. So we won't use it. We have only. That's perfect. That's all good. And then you can define the storage. Right now, the free one is 8. Right? You can go up to 30 GB of the storage for free, but we don't need that 30 GB anyway. So you can keep it 8 GB. That's good enough. And you can choose all the different storage. And you can check out the review, everything here. So I want launching one instance of that. This is my EMR, the default Amazon Unix 2 kernel. This is the small free one that I created from the different type. I have the firewall with the new firewall I created with the name GitHub security root with the allow the port number 22 that allow you to connect with the SSH, and the storage is 8 GB. Okay, Alright, so we're
Pseudo
going to
what metadata.
see what happens. The more you see that, one of the things, the default group rule for this is dispatch. It's allowed to connect to the dispatch port number 22 from anywhere on the internet. Right, later on, you can create a new group rules for this. You can create more port numbers saying, hey, I want to allow my user to open the website to the port number 8080, whatever, right? But in this specific example, we don't need to. We only need dispatch. So when you skip the tab on it.
À, hello Loan.
Hello anh.
Ừ.
Sao anh lại ở đây?
Anh học.
Ở đây một mình.
Đúng rồi. Lúc nào rảnh thì anh lên học lúc đó em. Anh đang học môn gì đó, System Development nè.
Nói chung là sao học mà anh phải kiểu vào trong Discord mà ngồi một mình ý?
Tại anh cũng không biết nữa, giống như để mọi người biết là anh học, có gì có ai vô thì cũng vui. Thì anh hay vậy á. Bình thường anh ngồi mấy cái room khác, anh có mấy room khác nữa mà mấy room đó tụi nó hay chơi game lắm, anh không có vô ngồi. Ủa? Em làm xong chưa?
Bạn xong bạn em thấy rất nhiều việc.
Ok, có thể coi anh làm cũng được. Ra anh đang coi lại lecture của thầy thôi, chứ chưa có gì cả. Anh coi lại lecture của thầy với anh nghiên cứu mấy cái keyword đó mà.
That's perfect, that's all good. Then you can define storage. Right now, the storage is just one be ready for you to access to the new user. So you have to wait that way. I can check out all the information of this by click to the instance one. Okay. And then I can drag them up to see more information regarding the details, everything. And you can see that there's a few information that's really important.
Nè, Loan, cái anh nói nè, em thấy cái từ này không? DNS nè, thấy không? Nó chính là cái chỗ mà công an giao thông cấp biển số xe cho em á.
Đây là cái gì kiểu gọi là IP address không hay là cái khác?
Đây nè, nó là cái tên á. Khi mà em vô cái trang web này á, thì nó sẽ chở qua cái địa chỉ nè. Em cứ nghĩ nó chính là một cái reference gì đó, nó chính là một cái lưu trữ một cái con chỏ. Khi mà mình truy cập vô đây, con chỏ nó sẽ đá vô đây. Thực bản chất là mình đang tới cái địa chỉ này. Nè, nó kêu open address đó nè. Hiện giờ trên đây chưa có gì cả, thì mình đã bỏ cái gì lên đâu, nên chắc chạy cũng không ra cái gì đâu. Bao blank không có gì, đang trống. Thì thằng anh không biết, anh nghĩ là chắc em cái thằng AWS này nó tự cho em một cái đường dẫn của nó riêng. Thường là mấy cái này em phải mua, nhưng mà có vẻ như Amazon nó làm cho em rồi, em khỏi phải mua. Chắc nó tính tiền trong cái gói của em rồi đó. Really good. Còn cái private này thì anh chưa rành lắm, anh chỉ biết cái phúc lịch này thôi. Phúc lịch thì ai cũng phải vô cái phúc lịch này. Private này thì chưa rành lắm.
DNS stands for domain name server. It can imagine you when you go to the field, I might .com, right? So this is the domain name, right? And the domain server is the server translate this specific URL back into the IP address. The thing is, domain name costs money. For example, if you want to buy our.com again, it will cost me around $5 a month. So could be $10 a year. I remember around $10 to $15 a year, depends on it. Okay, hosting. So Amazon EC2 first you have the IP address.
Ok, hiểu rồi.
Also, it's nice enough to generate the random domain name for you. So it's not really random, but it's based on EC2 and the name of the numbers of the IP address. Right? So this is
Also, the device has a private IP that remains hidden when you connect to the internet through your router public ID. Ok. Vậy là khi mà mình kết nối internet thì mình sẽ sử dụng cái public IP của thằng router, mà thằng router được cấp bởi internet service provider, có thể là FPT, Viettel hay gì đó, hiểu rồi. Private này provided by network devices là cái router đó của mình nói máy tính vô nó sẽ tự cấp cho mình cái private, từ cái private đó sẽ chuyển thành public để kết nối internet để hai cái địa chỉ IP thật của mình đi. Ok. Ủa bên nhà em có con nít hả em?
Không, em ngồi quán cà phê ấy, nên là nó hơi
Trời, thiệt hả?
Ừ.
Chưa về nhà nữa.
Tại em ở nhà là em vì em ở nhà em dễ buồn ngủ lắm, em phải ra quán em ngồi. Lát nữa em xong thì em mới về.
Các quán cà phê gần nhà em.
Không, quận 1 và cách đây tầm cây.
Vậy cũng gần, nhà em quận 3 hả? Hay quận 10?
Quận 7.
Quận 7 hả? Quận 7 đi có một cây vậy ta?
Em sẽ bật số tầm đâu đấy chắc 8-9 cây.
Vậy thì đúng hơn. Ok. Vậy tính em ở gần trường. Ngồi quán nào vậy? Nói thử có khi anh biết á. Nhà anh ở đó đó.
Trước đó thì nó mở 24 giờ nên là ngồi được.
Hello Khôi. Hết bệnh cho em.
Amazon.com. Technically, you can use either one to access it. When you want to connect, you can connect to the public DNS. But for all the developers, you want using the default SSH connection one.
Ok, bắt đầu thao tác nha.
Way to remote access to any server in the world, not only to us. Okay, so here are instructions. Right? You locate your private keys. Which is AWS DevOps key.temp. You run this command in case that you don't want to keep publicly available for everyone. Then you just want to connect to the public DNS or you can use your public IP address up to you. And then you can run this command to connect to that. Alright, so let's go through all that and get things running. So I'll open my terminal right now. Okay, this is my terminal on Mac. Right. Alright, so I know that I can download the CD download, right? And there must be a key, so ls AWS key. Then I can see that there is a key right here. So first thing first, I want to move some of them to key locations. So for your protection, So there is a folder in your home directory called .xscan. So you should store all the keys there, just to be sure. So plus dot keys, right? I'm gonna store all the keys here. Oh, yep. I need to say want to create a key inside my home directory. Okay. So that should be for the code keys inside that account. So what I want to do, I want to move all my keys inside that specific folder, right? So that I know that my key will be set. Okay. All right. So let's see into that. All right. So I'm here. I'm gonna check what inside all the keys. All right. Good. The thing is, if you can see that there are permissions here. There are three groups of permissions. The first one is for individual who hold the key. So Thompson is hold the key. What is the group of Thompson? Thompson is belong to the start group. So this is the group. The last one is click anywhere. So these are the three groups of permissions. We find that can you read, or can you write, or can you define. So right now, Thompson can read, Thompson can write, Thompson can define. That's why the group belongs to start. Can read, cannot write, cannot execute. And other people can read, cannot write, cannot execute. Alright? But AWS suggests that we need a little more secure. So let's run this and see what happens. Alright, let's run the function again, and you can see that it remove all the other permissions. Okay. All the content can read start, cannot write. Right? So we make the file more secure. Because you can see the top loop here. The last two group, I can only read, and that's it. And the other group has to maintain. Alright, so this file is very clear. I can't change it. Alright, cool. Now we need to copy the command in the AWS. Let's push again.
So as you can see, the root, the admin can read and write. The staff, which means the user is me, can read only, and the other user just only read. We want to make this one secure, so we're going to use CH mode. CH mode is for setting the accessing of a file on your service. So for 400, that means just read only for the file. So after we do this, we check it again, we can see it only read only for only the admin, but not on the other users. After that,
and you can see that
I'm going to
all the other permissions. Okay.
use this.
All the content can read start, cannot write. Right? So
Use this.
we make the file more secure. Because you can see the top loop here, the last two group, I can only read, and that's it. And the other group has to maintain. Alright. So this file is very secure. I can't even change it. Alright, cool. Now we need to copy the command in the AWS over. So this one said that attach, we use the file keys. Where is it? This file in the same folder. Alright. Where we want to connect to using this public IP DNS. Okay, the domain name. And what will be user? We want to log in as the EC2 user. So the default user will create a new EC2 instance and the EC2 user. Then what this be your username. So if I run that, what happens? Okay, so you say to me that Tom, you are connected to this host. The first time you want to connect to this host. Okay, so we are confirming the ID of the server. Right? So like yes, please. And I'm connected, right? I'm inside now. I'm inside the Amazon Amazon Web Services now. Come on, okay, perfect. That's perfect, right? And we already doing all the CLS stuff, so that is perfect. Alright. So similarly, you can be lazy like this. Sometimes when this is the recommend way. Go to the EC2, you can connect with the default EC2 user. That's fine. Say connect, and it's open the terminal right in your browser. Yep, perfect. And you can see that you can do the same thing ls, the tab EC2 AWS, and the same stuff that we do on our terminal. But the thing we connect through the browser, the connection are not stable compared to our connect to the instances to the SSH on my laptop. Alright, so that's pretty much how you create you can connect them stuff, right? But you can see that if you go back to the instance, my instance is running right now. My instance is running. Okay, my instance is running right now. So what is the different status say of the instance? So if you go back here, right,
Okay,
so
you can see I already connect to EC2. I'm testing a new folder named text, and the console on EC2 set still have, and then I remove that folder, and inside my local there's no test at all. That means I connect to the right EC2 instance that I just used. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. Vội vàng anh đã quên rồi, để làm chi, để là nếu có chờ mà bao giờ khi oh, so I did all this step already. I think he's trying to specify what are these heading about, so that's pretty cool. So what EC2 is doing is that when I generate the key pairs, so the EC2 going to keep its private keys, and then it's going to so the EC2 generate a private key for us, and then we take that private keys and we keep it in our folders. And also inside the EC2, when they generate the private keys, it already have the public keys. So whenever we SSH to EC2 with our private keys, it's going to authenticate us because it's already keep public keys to decode what it gives us, just like what the picture just showed us. So when you're trying to connect to another server using SSH, your local machine going to establish the connections, and then our machine is going to send a message to EC2, and then EC2 going to decode that message using their public keys and send back to us, and then we're going to use our private keys to decode that and send back to EC2, and then the EC2 going to compare that message with the original message is sent to us to check if we're using the right private key or not, and then if it's equal, so the SSH connection is going to be established. So that's what SSH is about. Pretty cool, right? I still cannot explain this smoothly. I don't know why, even though I understand. Dạ. Dạ con biết rồi. Ok. Dạ có, bình thường con ngủ con tắt đèn rồi mẹ. À khi nào ngủ quên hả mẹ? I understand it, but when I explain, it sounds like shit. Don't know why. Client starts with other connections and later on that encrypt the message with secret keys. Encrypt the message with public key and match, and send back the original message. Encrypt the message with secret keys. Encrypt the message with the public keys and match. Sending this one to here. Authentication pass. Row this and the clients. So client's going to keep the private keys, and as you may know, when you have the private keys, you can generate the public keys and send to whatever server you trusted, and then the server gonna keep that public keys, and then when the client wants to connect to the server, they're going to use this kind of process to establish secure connections. When client SSH to EC2, this one generate a message to this one, to you, to the client, and then the client encrypt that message with the private keys, and then the EC2 going to use its public key to decrypt the message and check if the original message here match with the decrypted message. If it matches, send back to the client that to tell the client that yeah, your connection is right. You can establish the connection and boom, get to EC2. Too much theory. When you do it, you understand. I don't think there's much left. Okay, understand. I'm using this. Okay, to the terminal. change the permissions to be read only. To add that new agent connection to non-host, so then you should add okay. Intro to version control. We're going to do git. That's pretty weird. Git pretty good. Extra path command to resolve conflict when watching. Yeah, git log to see the log about merge commits. Git diff to check the state of the repo in your local. This one not really used that much. I always use git log to rebase the commits. I'm not using to check this one because it doesn't need to. Okay, some basic git command. Git clone, git remote to check this one. Now you push change on local. Okay, spot authenticate with username and password. You can generate a personal access token of GitHub to authenticate access to push our system commit on the local report to remote. Okay. Okay. This one new. Okay. I do this once when I had a bug in GitHub before. I already do this once. I think I do it in this one. Catalog. Yeah. My folder still have this. Okay, don't need that. Yeah, we already have this one. ID RSA, ID RSA. Put it. Which one's going to be? Yep, that's my private keys. Now look at this. I'm going to delete this later so you guys can see it. So you guys can see my public keys. Yep, these are my public keys. So I use the public keys to start in GitHub, and when I push my code into GitHub, it's gonna check with my private keys to see it's match the message or not. I don't know which repo I do this. Maybe this one. I don't have once. I remember I did this. so I didn't have. I think it's my another account. I have another account. The same password, not the same. Forgot my other account. Wait, I actually have this OCP Oracle. Yeah, maybe forward to me again. Okay. Yep. Oh my god, that's my old one. We got something new. So we doing this unit. Could I have a GitHub in here? Oh, I delete this GitHub. Yes. Oh, this one. So I was right. Yeah, that's this one. SH is here. Yep, got it. I didn't forget about this. This one is this one. Personal access token. Developer setting. Yeah, I have this. Maybe I use mine. Create a new report from below. Throughout continue to create fresh new report for all time connect to the okay, here we create a local report. Wow. It's just what's this here? Okay, at the end, remember to like, share, subscribe. See you guys. Man, wait, I want to do it again. Man. Oh wait, I still can connect to that. Okay. Then remember to like, share, subscribe. See you guys. Peace.